Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now December 9th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, you name it, and exactly what's to come in the next couple of years in comparison to what I like to call the Kathleen Kennedy timeline of Star Wars. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that, yes, we do know that they are now finally on the road to success. We've all witnessed of what happened with The Mandalorian Season 2. I think that, we all need to give Lucasfilm a good clap for that because of what they did with some of the key characters. They really are heading in the right direction. I really do believe that. Now, when we look at everything related to what Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas are putting together, is that they are ultimately trying to bring back a majority of Star Wars legends in different ways, as well as a lot of the fan favorite characters mixed in with new characters. But done in a very balanced way, where it doesn't feel too one-sided on, one way or the other. So, when we look at one point of view here, we do know that now that Kathleen Kennedy obviously is pretty much no longer involved over on these Star Wars projects over at Lucasfilm. However, what's really intriguing all has to do with George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy in a specific situation on an actual Star Wars project. Now, on top of all of this, alright, with the Skywalker saga now over, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars universe and trilogy of movies. Further, it's explained that currently creators like Jon Favreau and George Lucas are making major changes behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm. However, when Kathleen Kennedy was running one of the most important Star Wars projects within her own universe at the time that she was planning, it's described that George Lucas had fired Kathleen Kennedy from such project that was said to involve actress Brie Larson, which at the time was considered Brie's second Star Wars project. Now, Kathleen Kennedy was ultimately fired by both George Lucas and Bob Chapek, the new Disney CEO, after attempting to actually drastically change the philosophy of Star Wars and trying to retcon the original trilogy movies through her new TV series for Disney Plus that was going to be set sometime before the events of Episode 1. On top of this, it's described that Kennedy was fired by Lucas since she did all of this without his permission when initially they both had agreed that his philosophy would not be altered in any way, shape, or form in the show, only for Kennedy to attempt to do this behind George Lucas's back and actually not having permission by him, by Bob Chapek as well. Now, Bob Chapek gave George the permission to let go of Kathleen Kennedy from the specific Star Wars show that was going to introduce a brand new era to the Star Wars fandom. This untitled Star Wars TV show was actually set to be in animated form, was also going to feature actress Brie Larson, and was going to be very heavy on identity politics and retconning the original trilogy in drastic ways. Now, let's stop right there for a second. So, we talked about this loosely before in the past, that there were several projects that Kathleen Kennedy had greenlit at the time when she was trying to really create her own new take on Star Wars after the sequel trilogy was over and done with. She was actually working with Rian Johnson on a handful of movies and TV shows, and it wasn't just that, it was also how she was treating the books and the comics, I mean, you name it. So, this actual TV show was going to be a failure regardless, in my opinion. I mean, the fact that Brie Larson was attached, of all people. Say what you will about Brie Larson, I know that everybody out there can have their own opinion, and that's fine, that's all welcome here, you have your own opinion about Brie, but I just feel that she's not able to take on a Star Wars role. That's just my take on things. She's still attached to the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV show as we speak, but this one she is no longer attached to since George Lucas fired Kathleen Kennedy, and hence that project is completely gone and put into the trash. So, on top of all of this also, Kathleen Kennedy additionally was also fired from this project because what she was going to do was that she was going to introduce specific Star Wars Legends characters, and specifically Legends characters from the original actual timeline of the Old Republic era in the old expanded universe, that she was going to completely alter their backstories in this new era of Star Wars. From what it seems is that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to kind of create her own version of the old Republic era, and that was completely put into the can. Now, I think that obviously George knew that it was going to be a disaster and was only waiting for the right opportunity to have a legitimate reason to let go of Kathleen Kennedy by Bob Chapek's permission. So I think that Chapek is on a roll. I think that he knows what he's doing. I think that he also played a role big time in, you know, kind of giving Jon Favreau a clear head on season 2 and what's happening with 3 and 4. Cannot wait to see about what's to come. So yeah, guys, I mean, like I've said before in the past, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.